Hey guys, it's Reme here. Welcome back to a new video. This one hopefully won't be too long. It's just going to be a run through of all the best weapons and gear that you can use for the current rank season. This is as of, I don't even know what today's date is, January 26th or 27th. And of course, this is all subject to change as they change the meta, add new guns, nerf and buff, all that stuff. But as of now, these are the best weapons that you can use. So starting off for Rifleman, it's still probably going to be the Scar H, even though they nerfed it in the last update, reducing the RPM by 30. Even after that, it still melts the body. The best mods that you can use for it is going to be the rate of fire, the range, and the recoil. Even with the recoil mod, it can be kind of difficult to control the recoil. Sometimes it bounces around, but if you don't care about that, you could always just do spread tightness, turn it kind of into an SMG. So that's that for the rifle. I will be showing alternatives. Actually, I'll just go ahead and show it right now. Well, actually, after I run through the rest. Taurus Drudge is probably the best secondary that you can use right now. It's basically a shotgun. It outperforms some shotguns. And it's very convenient if somebody gets revived. It's very easy to guarantee the kill. The best mods would be range, rate of fire, and spread tightness for that. And then the special, it just depends on how you want to play. I think in terms of getting damage, the best would be the sticky grenade with the added damage and radius mods. I've seen a lot of people run the extra ammo count mod because it also increases the radius, but it does decrease the damage quite a bit. So if you're the kind of person who uses utility for information, this is also a pretty good mod to use. But I personally would prefer to get the one shots as much as possible. Molotov is a good secondary. And then if you want to be faster, of course, you can use the throwing tomahawk with the extra movement speed. So yeah, there's that. Of course, you can use either flash or gas grenade. Just depends on how you want to play. For the flash, best is radius, and then you can do team blind reduction. I don't care about my teammates though, so I do the switch speed and throw speed. Also, gas grenade is a good secondary option. Smoke grenade, you're going to want to use radius and duration on that. And then adrenaline, this is the best. This is what makes Rifleman special right now. You can use whatever mods you want. It just depends on how you want to play. But I do think the best option would be the damage reduction, the damage protection, excuse me, and then the extra adrenaline amount. Those are the best options there. And then ammo supply doesn't really matter. Just in Plant the Bomb, you're never going to really be running out of ammo, so it doesn't really matter. Armor, of course, going to be full sandstorm armor. This is going to be the same for all the classes. If you are not using full sandstorm, you are throwing, except for one exception, which I'll quickly mention. This is only going to apply for like the older players who were able to get this. But gamma, full gamma / sigma armor is going to be a great option for people who just want to fly. You can run so fast with this armor set, and you will die very quickly to pretty much every gun in the meta right now. But if you want to play sniper and use sigma boots and full gamma armor, you will be able to beat people to the timing, especially if you pair it with the tomahawk. So there's that option there as well if you want to be risky. It's high risk, high reward for sure. The secondary option for older players, this would be considered free to play, I guess, because you don't have to pay for it now. The AK-12 is a very strong rifle. The mods for this, you would be doing range, rate of fire, and then you can either do recoil or spread tightness. I would actually recommend spread tightness because it doesn't have much recoil. I just made the mistake when I was modding it. Another secondary, you can use a gold Raging Hunter, or just the Raging Hunter. Doesn't have to be gold, of course. I don't even have mine fully modded out, but you definitely want this, the accuracy and rate of fire, and then the range, and then the third mod, you can do body damage or rate of fire, just whatever you want to. It's a good pistol either way. Can't really go wrong with it. So that's it for Rifleman. Let's move on to Medic. Meta right now is Winchester SXP. This is going to change in the future. I believe it was announced announced that it was going to get nerfed again on the RUPTS, but it's going to be a while before we get that nerf. So as of now, this is the best. I'm going to recommend rate of fire, range, and spread tightness. You can't beat it. As for attachments, actually that's something I have not been going through. For attachments, I recommend the advanced reflex sight, because it's the same zoom as the sight that it comes with, but you can just see a whole lot more. You have a wider field of view, like it's a lot cleaner. And then for the muzzle attachment, I recommend the ICSS choke. It decreases the damage drop. This other one is basically like a silencer. It makes it quieter and it increases accuracy and then decreases spread. But I think with how much damage this gun does, like the spread is not great either way. So you just want to prioritize, getting all that damage as far as possible. So that muzzle is the best. Armor, same thing, Sandstorm. For medic, I obviously don't run Taurus Judge because I already have a shotgun. So Taurus Raging Hunter is a good option. Also, you could run the ST Kinetics CPW. That's basically like a mini SMG, so that's a good option there. Medkit, I recommend the increased resurrection or the increased or the decreased recharge duration and increased restoration plus the distance. It just makes it a lot easier to give your teammates health if needed. And then for the defibrillators, I recommend distance, and then the one that decreases the resurrection duration. So even though they nerfed that, that's still the best option. And then it's pretty much the same for everything else. A secondary option, this would actually be considered free because the Golden Chiappa right now is a level up reward. So as long as you level up high enough, I think it starts at like level 600 is when you get the choice for these weapons. So you can get this gun for free as long as you play enough. And it's still pretty strong once you mod it out. I don't have it modded out, but if I were to mod it out, it would be the spread tightness, the range, and then maybe reload time or rate of fire. It just depends. I think this gun already has good enough rate of fire. Reload time, since it only has 3 bullets, would be valuable. So that's a secondary option you could have on medic. Now moving on to engineer, CZ Scorpion Evo, this or Reme, they're both pretty much the best right now. The mods you're going to want to use on these are range for sure, rate of fire for sure, and then you can switch between recoil and spread tightness. I think for SMGs, spread tightness is very beneficial depending on how you play with it. In close range, you can kind of melt without even ADSing with it. But if you just want to have a laser, then recoil would be a good option. For the Scorpion, I personally use recoil for one reason specifically, and that is one of the grips that you can use, the SMG grip. It increases or decreases reload speed, or increases reload speed, excuse me, and then decreases spread and improves accuracy. So already your hip fire is going to be very accurate with this. And if you use the recoil mod, you already have pretty much no recoil. So there's no need to use the other grip that decreases recoil. So this is definitely the best option right now. It does more damage. It has better body multipliers than the Reme, but the Reme does have more bullets, slightly higher range, slightly higher RPM, and then just very, very slightly better body multiplier. So yeah, there's a second option there. Those are pretty much tied. Taurus Judge, again, same loadout there. Basic armor kit, you're just going to want to use distance and whichever one of these. I personally do the increased restoration and decreased recharge duration, because when you use this one, it just takes way too long to be able to give your teammates armor. Armor supply, I recommend using the armor supply, and then just the increased regeneration and increased AP when using. So again, Sandstorm armor. For the alternate option, this would be considered free to play as well, the Magpul. I don't have it gold yet, but it is once again a level up reward. You can see here you can get the golden one, and this gun absolutely melts to the body. I don't have it modded. I don't even actually have the weapon, but I'm assuming the mods would just be the same as every other SMG. So rate of fire, range, recoil. and that will be the best option. That's it for that engineer class. Moving on to sniper, finally. This one, you're gonna have a little bit more freedom. Technically speaking, the PGM Ultima is the best sniper right now. It does the most damage, has the best RPM, blah 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 blah. But it doesn't have a silencer on it, so, and it's a bolt action. It just depends on what you want. It's quite loud. You know, if you shoot with it, the enemies will be able to hear you from across the map. But if you don't really care about that, then that is the best option. The Astarta is also a good option. This is still considered also free to play because it is one of the rank up rewards as well. So you can get that as long as you play long enough. The mods for this, I would recommend the increased rate of fire and sprint speed, that one. The increased moose ability. That one's going to be, you know, the best to reduce sway. And then this one is interchangeable. You can either do rate of fire or ADS speed. It just depends on what you want. I would actually, in hindsight, I would choose the ADS speed because I feel like that's more important for a sniper, you know, besides RPM. So there you go. Those two options there. Taurus Judge is your secondary. That's interchangeable, however you want to switch it out. For your special, I would actually recommend, if you don't really care about doing damage, then the throwing tomahawk is a good option to get around, you know, and get, you know, better timings than your enemies. And I'm gonna actually show you guys. I'm gonna demonstrate what I was talking about with the gamma armor. I can't type. For this one, I mean, it doesn't really matter what gloves you use. Gamma, beta, sigma, all that stuff, it just all counts towards the same bonus. So I'm gonna do sigma boots here, and I'm gonna show you guys. You can see how fast you can run with full gamma armor, and even like holding a tomahawk. So like you're gonna be getting much better timings than everybody. Like even if you jump, let's see, like you can pretty much the amount of distance you can jump is absurd. So yeah, just it's basically like a glass cannon setup. You're gonna die in a few hits, but you know, as long as you can get better timing and be faster than your enemies, it's pretty advantageous. So that's pretty much it for this guide. I mean, I pretty much went through every other option. Like I said, as the meta changes, maybe I will explore more and give other options. But I do think these are the some of the best options you can use right now. And you know, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of other guns that can be viable. Like the Impar can be good, QBZ can be good. But you know, this just depends on what you want. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, as of now, this is the best stuff you can use. So maybe once the meta changes again, I'll make another one. Besides that, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.